Hey everyone, it's Ogbajudge.
And Maras, hey.
And welcome back to welcome back to the Rune Factory playthrough. So, in this part, basically, to give a rough summary, we're going to pretty much prepare for our raid on Carmite Cave, which we'll be doing in the next part. So, we've got a couple of things to do before then, not least of which is just, I think, a little bit more preparation and leveling up, but mainly I think it's just watering these plants and so on. So the rune points that you find in the caves, I tend to find, certainly at least in that particular one in this cave, is pretty much useful for when you're going to be planting stuff right there in that first floor, or when you've just been clearing out your farm or watering your farm. You can pop into this cave and grab one or two of the rune points there, and it's just really convenient, those ones right at the start of the dungeon, I found.
Yeah, definitely good for that rather than actual dungeon fighting and such.
Well, I mean, since they're right near the beginning, it's also not a pain to backtrack to them, because you just use the escape spell and you're right back at the entrance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do later on. As I say, in the next part, I actually do the raid.
Oh.
What are we off doing now? I don't remember what I was up to when I recorded this part. Probably getting a tool back or something like that.
Maybe you should start taking notes about what you're doing in which part.
I think I'm grabbing the hammer back here. Let's find out.
You got business here?
Indeed, I got the hammer back. There you go. See, I don't need notes. Sorry, what were you about to say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. And also, that's right, because I've got so many of these longswords, I can sell one of them. The rest I'm going to keep for crafting later, but the one that I sell provides me with basically another 3,000 gold, so I can basically buy whatever I want, really, whatever basics I want at this point. So the lucky drops from those orcs really helped. I don't know how I didn't notice it before that those orcs are basically completely broken.
Are they?
Well, as I say, when you level up with them, you can level up before you even, drain your health bar, so you could just keep going without having to, stop off to rest or go to the bath or, eat anything or something like that. So they're sort of just as basic leveling up, they give quite a bit of experience, and then they give you items that just they could drop longswords which you're not supposed to have and sell for quite a bit. So they're fairly.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
I mean, it makes sense, really, that something would drop a piece of equipment that you can't get to now, I suppose. So I'm finally completing this batch of, I suppose, 4 plots of land. I think of a plot of land in this game as a little 3x3 square rather than each individual square, because that's all the seeds will go out into 3x3 squares.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it, so...
And, you'll never see a piece of land that isn't easily divisible into those squares.
Yeah.
So I'll call that 4 plots of land. And you have to grow 9 vegetables to get a rune point anyway, so, the game is very clearly based around these 3x3 squares.
Yes.
So there's something I forgot in this house. A couple of things. First of all, I think I tried to find this earlier and I couldn't. I can't remember if I edited it out or not, but as you mentioned earlier, I think the second empty bottle is in here.
You're just stealing it.
Yep, she doesn't really care. She wasn't using it for anything.
Kind of rude, though. Just wandering into people's basements, taking their stuff.
Well, it's what you do in every other RPG.
Well, it's rude in those too.
So, Tabitha here is about to give us the Friendship Glove. Why don't you tell us how the Friendship Glove works, since this is pretty much your favourite mechanic of the game?
Yeah, so, I don't remember the specifics, but basically, with the glove on, you can pet monsters, and if you pet them for long enough, they'll be tamed, and they follow you to the... You have to have the monster hut, or stable, or whatever, and they live there, and they'll either produce goods for you, or they can help you in battle, or with the farm work.
Yep, pretty much. For this particular playthrough, I'm going to be getting mostly farm work ones. Once you have enough monsters, basically you never really need to look at your farm again. You just let the monsters do all the work. You know, you like at the start of each season, you need to plant the seeds that will grow that particular season, and that's about it.
Yeah, you can have the water monsters for watering things, and I think ants are good for... Do they do the harvesting?
They do the harvesting, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, ants we saw in the first dungeon in Carmite Cave here, and there's water monsters in the second cave that we'll be going into soon. So this is the doctor here. He makes recovery potions for you. It takes 3 medicinal herbs, and I think he said 400 gold there.
Yeah.
And each medicinal herb, I think, heals 10 HP, and the product heals 150 HP. So it's well worth it. I don't remember actually doing that, at least not with the Doctor, our first run through the game. I don't remember if we did or not.
I don't think we did.
It's really useful though. Certainly early on in the game when you've, sort of not got much HP or RP to deal with, and sort of basic actions like chopping wood are taking quite a bit of your RP or HP, so if you've got some healing there, then it's quite useful. But later on, you are actually able to make those potions for yourself in your house. I think we did do that first time around. I think we did anyway.
I don't remember.
I'm going to say that we did.
Yep. We'll go with that.
So, what am I doing now? I suspect I'm going to be demonstrating some mining with the hammer, but we'll see. Well, whatever I'm doing, I don't care about that first room. Oh, look at me being dangerous. Not even... Oh, no, there I go. Oh, never mind.
Not taking risks.
I've been bitten one too many times to not save
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world if you, end up being silenced or whatever, but really I just prefer not being silenced if I get silenced.
Yeah, it's just a nuisance.
By the way, this room here that we're passing just there, there's a reason I'm not going in there. There's not very much in there. There's like one machine in there that produces a fairly unique monster, but also a very weak one. But of course we'll be seeing it when we go through the big raid on this cave, so I'll leave it till then. And grab those bits, I guess. Okay, not sure why I left in just a run through to clean out the farms of the cave. I mean, most days when I, go to this cave, I will go through it like this, just to... Really, I'm looking for stumps, which are worth 10 wood, obviously, because, you need 2,000 to upgrade your house, and that's priority number 1, basically. But, yeah, nothing there, so... Not sure what I'm doing. I thought I was going to start mining with the hammer, because with the upgraded hammer, you can, just like with the axe, you can charge it up. With the upgraded hammer, you can charge it up, and then it only takes 1 hit to break through any of the rocks. I might be doing that on my farm, because the medium-sized rocks on the farm can also be broken that way. And, yeah, I'm not sure if I showed this before, but with the hammer, you can de-plough land. There's a reason I'm doing it on this particular land at the top of this farm. I mean, the reason I ploughed it in the first place was to get tools and I think a pass.
Yeah.
The reason I'm de-ploughing it is basically when you do get monsters that water the farm, they start from the top and work down on any land that's been ploughed.
Yeah,
so that they would start uselessly watering that stuff that has no seeds in it.
Yeah.
Which is obviously they don't work on the whole farm. They'll only work on a certain amount depending on how much they love you. So any unnecessary work I can cut out for them, I will.
Yes.
So I think this is probably the run where I demonstrate the hammer being used on mining. You saw there in that last little bit, I also smashed up the medium-sized boulders with the hammer. They don't give you anything, those boulders on the farm, but they're in the way, so I get rid of them.
Yeah. I remember when I was playing this, like, for the first times, this dungeon, and I went to the room you are not going into yet.
Ah, yes.
And I was so weak that even the weak, cute little monsters there, they killed me.
Oh no!
And I got traumatized by the room for a good while.
Oh, I didn't know that traumatized you. Now that you mention it, I think I remember that happening. But
yeah, I was like, oh no, that room. Oh, and I had to check the map every time to make sure I'm not going into that room. Because obviously I was focusing more on farming and talking to the NPCs and not really grinding on monsters at all.
Yeah. Which makes sense, you're that type of player who plays for those sorts of elements rather than the dungeon elements, which again surprises me that you got this rather than a Harvest Moon game.
Well, I don't like the art direction Harvest Moon has taken lately, like on the DS and 3DS.
Oh, okay then.
I don't find it very attractive. Whereas this is very cute anime style.
Mm-hmm. It's just a shame that the dialogue is so rubbish.
Yeah.
Okay, so today I'm pretty sure the agenda of the day is preparing to go into the dungeon and clear it out. So, of course, first off it's the daily chores, which, as usual, I'm going to skip. Come on, editing. There we go. I don't think I knew at this point that I was going to do the big dungeon raid, because basically I didn't want to do the big dungeon raid until I had more than one batch of vegetables grown in the dungeon, in that sort of early entranceway part of the dungeon. So I'm like, okay, then I'll just go water the vegetables that are in here and wait another day for them to grow. So, kill the machine there. Okay, oh, I've actually grown those. Okay, then, well, I've still got these I can water. It's basically the reaction I had there.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, there's 3 little glowy rune points here, and so that's 3 chunks of RP to restore. And you'll notice I'm not doing it now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bath, and then after the bath go into the dungeon with full everything, and then they're there for recharging RP while you're actually still in the dungeon. So that's what's happening there. That's a major tip, is go in just after having had a bath, because then you're fully recharged.
Yes, that is the smart thing to do.
And now I'm just whiling away the time and the hit points there. I've got to do something, so I may as well just carry on destroying all the cloud squares of my farm.
Yup.
Oh, am I actually about to buy the spell here? I think I'm about to buy the spell here. I sort of just realised, hang on, I got loads of money from the sword, so I can buy the teleport spell. So the teleport spell works exactly like the escape spell, only you can use it anywhere that's not inside of a dungeon, and you warp straight to your front door. So it's pretty useful for some of the dungeons that are further away from your house. Really.
Yeah.
Not so much in this early part of the game, although I do try to use and abuse it as much as I can.
Hello.
It's silly that the bath costs so little. Like, there's no reason for it to be that inexpensive.
Yeah, I guess to, you know, sort of allow you access early game, but then why charge at all? I don't know. But anyway, that's the end of this part, so thanks for watching everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye bye.